Good evening to you all. How are you doing? It is Sunday evening. Apologies, a couple of minutes late. That is the beauty of a live church service coming to you direct and live on Facebook. Hope that you're all okay and that you're staying safe and well and that you've had a really kind weekend to yourself, whatever you've been up to. Well, there's probably a very familiar face on the other half of this screen, which is the lovely Lawrence Savill from Paul. How are you doing, Lawry?
Good evening, Ashley. Thank you. Yes, doing well. We are doing well. We've got to be well these days.
Super. Lovely. It's such a pleasure to have you here. It's lovely to have you here serving the church this evening for what I hope will be a really, really interesting evening. I'm sure it will, in the hands of Spirit. And it's really lovely to have everyone here with us as well. So many people on. It's really lovely. Hello to lovely Phil. You have been a busy bee today, Phil. You've been all over Facebook, all over the internet, involved with all the services and all of your work that you do for the spirit world. You're really welcome here, Phil. Hello to lovely Linda Marie. Hope that you're doing well. You've had an easy weekend. Hello to Paula, to lovely Tony Goswell. Hi, Tony. Mary, Jennifer, Elise, Jamie, another busy man, another warrior for the spirit world on the internet, Donna and Helen and Dawn. My goodness, so many people. So lovely to have you with us. Please check in the comments, say hi to people you know. Kind of that community is really important. Fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody. Right, without further ado, we are going to open the service this evening by lighting our candles. Very relevant this evening because over the last couple of days and kind of going on for another day or so is the Hindu festival of Diwali, which is a festival of light. So it's very appropriate for the light that we all light our candles. So as we always do, to create that sacred space, to open ourselves up to our loved ones in the spirit world, our guides and helpers, and all of those people who love and care and treasure us in the spirit world, all coming to draw close to us this evening. So if you grab your candle, and we're going to light our candles together. And just feel the change of energy, feel the change of you creating that sacred space around you, that moment that we share through our computers and our telephones over the internet, but still coming together as a spiritual community. So putting this light for you in pride of place. So I'm going to hand over to Lawry to open our service this evening with an opening prayer. Over to you, Lawry.
Thank you, Ashley, and good evening and welcome, everybody. Excuse me 1 second. I can't mute myself. I'm not in control here. This is a new experience. So if you'd just like to still your minds just for this short time, please link in with that God of your own understanding and release the divine within. And give thanks. That may seem a strange request at this time, but when we look within each and every one of our own lives, we have so much to be grateful for. Keep us mindful of these joys, of these blessings, of all these things that we have within our lives. The companion at our side, the roof over our head, each meal upon our table. Keep these things to the fore. Help us to be within that positive energy. Help us not to be dragged down by woes and wants, but to celebrate all that we have and give thanks for these things. For without the presence of the divine spirit within our lives, we would have naught. We would have less and less each day, weighed down by bitter tears. So let us raise our vibrations. Let us celebrate this life that we are living at this time. Let us celebrate to this time for the presentation of the opportunities brought therein. For that ability now to link out in this way, to reach out across the world, to take each other's hands and say, I am here. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Beautiful. And now we're going to continue that lovely vibration, that lovely healing work by saying the Lord's Prayer together, friends. And so we say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
And so, friends, we continue on as the energy is building and working around us, and you might be able to feel as you become attuned to how these services work that we're moving into that part of the service that we dedicate to absent healing in all forms. If you've never sent absent healing before, all you need to do is just to sit and allow the spirit work, that divine intelligence, to do the work for you, and know that that love, that pure intent that you have, will be sent to where it's needed, and to the people that need it, and to the areas in the planet that need it. So I'd invite you to go to that still, quiet place within. I invite you to allow your eyes to close if that feels comfortable to you. And as you feel your connection to your innermost soul, that quiet, still space within, just allow the feelings of love and healing to just expand to fill you. And so we ask, may this healing moment during the festival of Diwali bring joy and happiness and health and wealth to you and to all that need it. May the festival of lights brighten up our lives and to those people near and dear to us. May this Diwali bring you the utmost peace and prosperity of the spirit. May the lights triumph over any darkness in this world. May the lights that we celebrate at this time show us the way and lead us out onto the path of peace and harmony. Amen.
Amen.
So, friends, we're just going to play some music for you to just send that loving thought, continue to send it out to those people you know and those people you may not know. Amen. Thank you, everybody, for sending that light out into the world. Oh, and thank you for everybody who's sending prayers out to people at the moment or holding the love for other people. It's really important we acknowledge all of the work that you're doing in your own lives with people that you know and love, people that you're supporting through any kind of illness of body, mind or spirit at the moment, and anyone that's supporting anyone out in the community, some of the amazing people working as carers and other essential services to keep people going at this time. Just want to thank you for keeping that light going. Okay, so this is a part of the evening that we would dedicate to philosophy and readings and addresses. And I think it's really lovely to have Lawrence here because it's just lovely how the synchronicities worked. That you were the very first speaker that we had actually to do an online service with us. And before we kind of launch into that, I just wanted to kind of ask you what your thoughts are at the moment of kind of the online services and kind of what your kind of thoughts are at the moment, Lawry, and where you're at with it all.
Well, good day to ask, having done our first Zoom church service. Very interesting times on the regards of the online. It is a magical tool to be able to reach out to people, to include people in the various guises. As with all things, there are pitfalls and there are heights, and we have to navigate our way safely through them. But I do get very strongly that spirit are of today. You know, spirit is not an ancient script from a time gone by. Spirit are today, advance and evolve with us, as we too will evolve when we return to spirit. So they're finding this slipping over to the online actually very easy transition. I'm sure there was a lot of advanced knowledge that could not have been imparted to us, but it is working, thankfully. We are reaching out. We have got now global congregations. And it's just an amazing time, absolutely amazing time. And the different mediums that we are using to reach out to people on as well offer so many things. But the core thing is, at this time when we're feeling isolated, people can join together. People can come together and just share this time and and that is so important. That is so important. Really is. So yeah, the online is here to stay. Very much so, my belief. Whatever the situation in the physical world, the online experience is here to stay. We would never have dreamt of doing this back in January of this year. Somebody said do a service online, you're going, what? Are you mad? But here we are, and reaching out to so many. I mean, I know you've noticed with the number of people who view your broadcast. I'm not quite sure what to call them. We've got to come up with some name, because I don't feel right saying broadcast. Definitely don't feel right saying shows.
No, it doesn't.
But our presentation. There we go. Our presentations. There's a word. And it's truly awesome. It absolutely is truly awesome. And also the contacts we're making as well. These would not have been available to us. I had the other night the lovely Jack from Denmark on. I know I harp on about him, but he's a really nice fella. And we could never have done that. It would have been really difficult. It would have been difficult. But suddenly we're more so in contact than we were at the beginning of the year. And that is bringing on a whole new evolution, a whole new way of things coming in. We didn't wish for it, but we can't ignore it. It's here. So we will do our best. We'll always do our best. And as long as we are trying to bring in that highest and the best that we can be, Spirit will support that, because it's all part and parcel of this huge network of support around the globe, reminding us that we are all linked.
Wonderful. Thank you. So true. Thank you for that. Yeah, so true. And yes, we're just rolling with it. We're just rolling with it, going on the breath and staying open to the inspiration, aren't we? Yeah, here to serve. Thank you so much for that. So I was going to, so Lawrence is obviously very used to doing his own services over on his church Facebook page. So asking you to be kind of in a different seat this evening, Lawrence. So you're not kind of sharing or hosting. So asking you to be in a different seat. So in terms of a reading, did you have a reading for us, Lawrence, or would you like to go with the reading I've got?
Oh, now that's interesting. Yeah, let's do. Do you know what? One of the other aspects of the online side is spirit we constrain spirit. We think, oh, they can't do that, which is actually us saying, I can't do that, or I'm frightened. I've never done that before. I'm not going to try it. We constrain spirit, and spirit is immeasurable. Spirit in the right situations with the right energies can move mountains. So I'll roll with it and go with your reading, please.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And do you know what? I got this idea. It's really lovely that Reverend Lynn is on from Littleport. Hello for all the Littleport Massive. I actually got this idea. It's a mutual exchange. So Reverend Nick got the idea of the absent healing meditation with the candle. And when he did a service for us, did the presentation where the person chairing picks the reading. And that kind of harks back to a long time ago. That used to happen in churches a lot, didn't it, Lawry? It used to be that the chairperson would do the reading and then the speaker would do the philosophy.
Yep.
So the reading that I picked for you is White Eagle. And I absolutely love White Eagle. So the reading I picked, it was very pertinent to Lawry and all the work you do with healing. Okay. So the reading I picked is about spiritual healing. Spiritual healing is based on spiritual science. And the source of all healing of the physical body is the sun. Call it light, call it love. It all means the same thing, that one true source of all life. Light and love, the great healer. There must also be perfect peace and tranquility in the soul of the would-be healer. There must be an inflow into the instrument of divine energy. And love is the creator of that divine energy. The healer must draw him or herself to give forth and be of peace. And such a healer is working with the purposeful white light, continually sending forth healing throughout all of his or her life. The healer in the early days was able to look into the soul of the sufferer or patient and not only see the physical symptoms, but also much deeper into the heart of the patient. The foundation of all healing is attunement to the forces of spirit and nature. Harmony is essential, friends. Harmony of the spirit and tranquility of the soul. If the basis of all ill health is in ill harmony in the sufferer's soul, anything inharmonious to the individual may bring about certain physical symptoms. Disease at this present time is the result of some kind of attunement where the person needs to attune to that great white light. So I thought that was really beautiful and kind of wraps up lots of things I know that we've spoken about in the past, Lawry. So I'm going to hand over to you, my lovely.
Thank you very much, Ashley. How apt. What a beautiful reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. The white light. The white light, especially poignant at this time. As you've mentioned, we are in the time of Diwali, which is the Festival of Light. On the 13th of December, in the Nordic countries, we start to celebrate Sant Lucia, which is, again, a festival of light, where from each village, a young lady will be elected to parade where candles are lit in the snow to bring the light in. Later on, we look at the pagan celebrations, again celebrated with bonfires and lights. We have this inherent attraction to light. You know, why is that? Yes, it's a source of illumination. Yes, it is a source of heat and enable us to cook also. But it's more than that. It's deeper than that. We are inherently, and I hold fast on this belief, we are inherently of goodness. It's easy to say, looking across the world at some of the acts and some of the people and the things that have happened, and how can you say that is good? We have free will. We have personal responsibility. But also there's an old saying, and it's one that's always stuck with me, and it said, God rulest not only in heaven, but in hell also. And I thought, I don't get that, but I do get it to a degree. Because we've all given that gift. We've all given this time here. We've elected, we've partaken to create our life plan on this part of our journey. And we've all got choices. We've all got independence because we were given free choice through love from the Creator, from the divine, whichever tag matters not. And what we do with that, and when we come up against that which we not call good, it creates the opportunity for the goodness to arise, to combat the dark with the light. And that's something, it's so inherent, it's part of our molecular makeup, I believe. And on the healing angle there, from the bringing in the attunement, and it's the balance. And again, balance is something that we all strive to do, and we neglect. We look at the world outside of the windows today, and with everything that's going on, which needs no mention because we are all well aware, our world before was unbalanced. There was lack of balance. I don't know how many people saw tonight the TV program shortly before this presentation, but it was one of the David Attenborough, The Blue Planet, and marvellous. It moves you to tears when you see that, to see the myriad of life across this planet. And what was man doing to that? He was trying to commercialize, to make everything an asset, to bring everything down to a financial, to a material level. So we've got this pause to enable us to start on that path to balance once more. And it really is needed. We really do need to balance. I know I'm touching on the address of earlier today, but that is the energy of the day, and I can't disregard it. We needed this pause, we needed this balance, we needed this redress, to look at life, to look at our countries, to look at our own lives, just to start to find that sense of perspective once more. You know, we look across, it's so easy to go into the negative sides, and I won't, because to me a negative energy is a lazy energy. But we need to look into the goodness. You look out of the streets now and you see people walking hand in hand that they never used to. Again, where we are in this time of restriction, we're saying hello to people in the streets, and they're responding on the whole. If they do, great. If they don't, absolutely fine. But we are reaching out because we've all got that light within, and we need to kindle that light with the light of others to bring it together, to shine out that one great true illumination, that understanding that all life is connected. We are each a part of each other. There is no difference between race, colour, creed, religion, sect. It matters not. If you walk the peaceful path in balance, in harmony and unity, that is what has been intended for us. And this is where we've drifted away. You know, we have drifted away. We look at what we've done to the planet, what we do to the wildlife, what we do to each other, what we do to ourselves. And we needed this wake-up call to restore that light again, to start to bring it back into our minds and our hearts. I found quite a lot of people of late are actually talking about God and their understanding. Again, it's opening up. We are all becoming aware. In our first time of stillness, we all noticed that the colours were brighter, the trees were greener, the sky was bluer. And we're all hoping that everything was getting healed and getting back to normal. But we're the ones that have got to do the healing. We have actively got to get out there and do the healing. We've got to heal each other. We've got to work on healing this planet and bringing about practices that will work in harmony rather than destructive. And we've got to heal ourselves. Again, touching on today's earlier vibration, we're used to this instant side with things. I want a pizza, I get a pizza in 10 minutes. I want my shopping, it's going to be delivered in half an hour. I want that jacket, I'm going to get it tomorrow. But we need to learn and redress that balance once more as well, because some things we need to persevere with, to keep on with, and to not to tie it to our personal times, but to tie it in with that infinity that lies within each and every one of us. Because this life, the next life, the life before, are all the same life, lived in different expressions. If you like to liken it to a seed, you have a tiny seed, you have the first leaves, you have the stem, you have the flower, you have the fruit, you have the seed. Same life, different expressions. And that applies to us. That applies to us all through time. We live but one life with different coats. But we're always striving for the light. Sometimes we falter. Sometimes we falter. Do we admonish a child if a child falls over when learning to walk? Of course we don't. We encourage. And this is where we can link in with spirit, link in with those dear ones around us, and link in on those different energies to help us to grow, to help us to understand, to help us take our first steps. So there's people listening of all different abilities, different understandings. It matters not, because it's not a race. This is a time when we must all link arms as one to take on the challenges that are coming up, to bring in that balance, to bring in that peace, to bring in that harmony, and to bring in healing and practice healing. Send out healing, send out your healing thoughts, heal yourself. Heal through talking to people. Heal through a smile in the street. Heal through somebody from here left some cake on my doorstep. How wonderful. That was beautiful. Yeah, that was beautiful. My heart soared. Not because I'm greedy, but because the thought. And that's healing. So at this time, when we celebrate the light, because we are in the dark in so many aspects, hold that light bright. Shine it as bright as you can. And cleave to the light. Light your candles. Look into that flame. Lose yourself for that short space of time. And just trust that all will be well. All is where it should be. And all things come to pass. Thank you.
Beautiful. Really lovely. Thank you. And so many people resonating with what you were saying, and kind of bringing the threads together of lots of things. It does definitely feel like there's a big, that, you know, the turning. Not only are we turning into autumn and turning into the darker evenings, when so many festivals from so many faith paths are looking at the lights and symbols of light and candles. But how it just seems a very natural thing to do, doesn't it? To kind of turn inwards, work on ourselves, and use this time really wisely. Really beautiful. Thank you, Lawry. There was a really interesting point from Stephen. Where is it? Stephen, talking about the oak trees, just linking what you're talking about. So the oak trees this year apparently had a mass year where they had produced so many acorns. So then even the natural world is conspiring to try and regenerate itself in readiness for next year, trying to regenerate everything. Isn't that beautiful? So thank you so much for that comment, Stephen, just to chime in with some of the energy that Laura was talking about.
Wonderful. Sorry, I'm shivering here because I'm sat in the church and it's freezing.
You've got some spontaneous phenomena. I love it. Stay tuned, folks. You don't know what might happen next.
I know. I was like, back off. I'm so cold.
That's so wonderful. That's so wonderful. Yeah, spirit, obviously, that if you at any point your people wanted to take over and step in, and that's absolutely fine. You know, absolutely.
I keep saying. Do you know one of the things of this time, going back to the first topic about the online thing, is the mediums who are working online. You know, we need to be really sort of like pushing and asking for more. And ask, you know, I had a thing. This is not me bigging myself up, because I don't do that. I had a thing with spirit, and I said I would really love something, you know, to me quite spectacular, like being able to talk a foreign language. And I found myself halfway through a message and a word flashed up. And when I described the word, it turned out it was the Dutch for the acorn. And the acorn had a very relevant... Oh, that's funny. You've just been talking about acorns as well. The acorn was a very relevant part to the message I was given. And I don't speak Dutch. Yeah, I've been to Holland. I don't remember coming back, but that's another story. Um, but yeah, because, spirit are there. Spirit are really there. So we need to come on, push, try. If it doesn't work, that's fine. Try another angle, but don't give in. Don't sit and wait. For spirit, be that active part and say, right, come on, I really like to get this through. And if the intent and the love and the need is there, they will meet it. Absolutely.
Marvelous. Thank you so much for that. And everyone's really enjoying your conversation. Jean's been a bit cheeky and saying you need to put some more coins in the meter. Obviously at the church, your ventilation system's working rather well over at Paul. Amazing.
No, I'm too mean because it's only me. I haven't turned the heating on.
Lovely. So you don't get the measure of that. It's all the illusion that you don't see when you're at home watching this in the comfort of your house, enjoying your Sunday service in your slippers with a cup of tea, everybody. Really wonderful words. Thank you so much, Lawry. And yes, it is about being brave, isn't it? And putting the trust in.
Indeed. Yeah. We need that bravery. We need that trust, and we need the trust in ourselves. We're all amazing people. We are actually amazing people. Each and every one of us is a whole cosmos of experience.
Yeah.
And yet we are the one, I can't do that. I can't get there. All right. If you come up against a problem where at this time would be difficult to get to, too difficult, put it to one side, but never think I can't.
Yeah.
Because do you know what? You can, in one form or another. If you keep banging your head against a door and it won't open, maybe it's the wrong door. Think of it that way. Just don't think, I can't do that. Think, okay, well, that's not for me, so let's try this. But we do. We sap our own energies and put our own limitations up. It's like we're busy building walls around us sometimes with our own limitations. But this time, especially, is not a time to be doing that. This is a time for be tearing down walls, to reaching out to people.
Super, absolutely. And on that vibration, I know that healing is just such an important part of your work, your spiritual work, for you personally, and has always been such. But for people who might be on here for the first time, that kind of don't know what they don't know how to, have never been shown how to send absent healing, would you mind just giving us a couple of pointers for people that are here for the very first time? And I know there's a couple of people who have come across a spiritualist service for the very first time this evening, so you are really welcome here.
Well, healing is the absolute root energy of all spiritualism, all our messages. When we work as mediums upon the platform, primarily we are working for the spirit world, not for the sitter. And primarily we are bringing in that healing energy, because it's that communication, it's that upliftment, it's that point of contact again. That is healing for the sitter. That is healing also for the spirit. The spirit world is our world in just a different form. It's not something magical or mystical. It's the source of all life. It's where we came from. It's where we return to. But part and parcel of that is this healing energy, because healing is just that ungiving, unasking giving of love. There's no conditions. There's no wants. Never formulate your healing. Never think, I want to cure them of that illness. I want them to get over that cancer. I want them to do that. Because when you start putting conditions on things, you don't know other people's life paths, their plans, what is to be. But you can help. You can alleviate pain. You can bring around an end of suffering. It may be for whatever reason that person must endure that time of that condition. That is their life path, and it is not ours to detract from. But we can help. We can always help. So just quietly go within. If you've never meditated or you are practice meditating, one of my favourite ones for healing is, as we've done tonight, light a candle and just look. Oh, here we are on the light again. Good. Light a candle and just lose yourself in that flame. And just think of that person that you want to send healing to, and just hold a picture of them. Just a perfect picture of them. And just ask for healing. And when you're asking, you ask from here. There is no sacred incantation. There is no magic words to use. The biggest prayer comes from the heart. And one of the biggest prayers that I know is help them. Because when it comes from the heart, do you know what? You can't get a much stronger prayer than that. Help them. So link in with that. And healing for yourself also. But as you give healing, you do receive healing. But ask for assistance. And if you're not getting anywhere with the way you're asking, go back and have a look at what you're asking, why you're asking it. It's the energy. The words I'm saying actually is only a form of communication. What I'm actually saying is my intent and my energy. That's the real power of this communication and anybody's communication. But healing is a perfectly natural gift. Don't aspire to be something absolutely amazing straight off. Just be gentle. That is the art of healing. Being gentle. Just asking for that love, sending it out, holding that image of that person just in your mind, and coming from here, coming from the heart, not up here, down here.
Beautiful. So beautifully put. Thank you. Really important, really, really important to do that. And I love the way that you just reminded that healing is not a thought process. It's not a conscious thought process. It's a kind of a soul's response to another soul in pain. It's a compassion response. So thank you for that. Beautifully put. Thank you for that. And so many people loving that. Hello to my Auntie Lindsay. Hello from the Cayman Islands, or to the Cayman Islands. Hope that you are all staying well. And hello to everyone that's new, Sherry that's new, and Lisa, who is a healer. So very appropriate. The theme of this evening, that universal light and love and healing, was a very appropriate theme. Thank you so much, Lawry, for just all of the work that you do, and kind of being such a champion for being enthusiastic amateurs in this world, that there is nothing other than just kind of putting yourself out there on trust and knowing that the spirit world kind of have everyone's back, and it's okay to be an enthusiastic amateur, because we're in the great time when people are just behind everyone 100%, anyone that's willing to put themselves out there. So thank you.
Yeah, no, to thank me. And also with this time, right at the beginning, everything kept going horribly wrong. And because I'm a man of infinite patience, moving on. But I actually sat down in the church after a couple of weeks. I sat down in the church and I really opened up. I had a quiet meditation and I really said to Spirit, come on. You know, this is an important time. This, what we're trying to do, is important, to reach out, you know, and to help people. And I swear, from that second on, apart from my idiocy on a couple of times, it all worked fine. It all worked fine. And the people that are coming in, it's the same as you're on that side. There. The people that are coming our way and the paths are crossing and sharing all these different knowledges, it's just, it's an awesome time. So pat on the back as well to you. And a pat on the back to everybody who's getting out there just in that spirit of helping, to reach out that hand and say, you're not alone. You're not alone. You are loved. And what you're thinking isn't wrong. You're not nuts. It's right.
Lovely. Really simple. Simple, straightforward, and very effective. We need to remember that. Thank you. Well, thank you, everybody. who's joined us this evening. Whether it's your first time here, you are so welcome, and we're so pleased that you've found us here in this little corner of Facebook. And if you're here every Sunday, then thank you again from the bottom of our heart of being such an active, really open-hearted community that surrounds so many people and offers so much incredible work out there in our communities all over the world. So thank each and every one of you for being here. So I'm going to leave the service now with Lawry to close our service this evening in prayer. So Lawry, over to you.
Yep. Sorry. I don't know why I turned my head away. The microphone's in front of my mouth. So once more, dear friends, just linking to that divine within, that still, silent temple that resides within each and every one of us. And we give thanks once more. Help us to be mindful of all the blessings we have in our life. Help us to keep an eye for those that we may assist. And keep burning bright within us throughout this coming season, that pure white light of truth and love. May its radiance shine upon us, keeping us safe, keeping us secure, and strengthening us so that we may embark upon those paths of service for which you have intended for all things. Amen.
Amen. Amen to that. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our service this evening, but we are here every Sunday, 6:15 until 7 o'clock on Facebook for you to come and share in our philosophy services and services of healing and upliftment. You're so welcome to come back and join us. Next week, our medium is Ray Robinson from Wimbledon. So please do come and join us then. And we will have a very safe week and look after yourselves and be kind. Much love. See you soon. Bye for now. Cheerio.
Bye.